What's poppin', internet? Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Podcast, a show where we talk about news, games, and sandwich a little fun in between. I'm one of your hosts, Timothy DeRoe, and joining me this week is your boy, Michael Clare. How you doing this week, Mike? What's going on? What are we staring at?
So hold on.
Okay.
I need a full stop. Okay. I was worried that the camera was the one that was picking up the audio because Jordan said something, and I thought that was what was picking up audio for a second.
We're gooch.
I was just a little.
Yeah, we just hit a bunch of taps. We're good to go. Yeah.
All right, I guess we're Gucci.
All right, we're good.
Sorry,
to go.
I'm stressing.
All right, Mike's stressing. But today we're going to talk about delays in the Annapurna Showcase. But before we get into that, if you enjoy our show, what?
You should. I think it's important to lead that. We have a member of the team who's played Halo Infinite at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's a big story.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we could put we played Halo Infinite in the title.
Yeah, I guess we could. Thanks, Chance. If you enjoy our show, you should consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/syncedup, where for $1 you can get access to our lovely Discord where we talk about a lot of things. News, happenings. We play games, Pokemon Unite.
I've been talking to myself about Pokemon Unite lately. Yeah. I feel like everyone's left. Where'd y'all go?
I've just been getting my daily logins.
I've been getting my dailies. I'll talk about that later.
Exactly. Or for $5 you can get access to post shows of both of our shows. Jeez. Access to post shows of both of our shows and many more goodies, all from youtube.com/syncedupodcast and podcasting services around the globe. New episodes of this show specifically go up in all of those feeds Mondays, 7 a.m. Central Time Zone gang. You can also write into this show to synceduppod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns. Big burp. Sorry. It was I had some
You
soup.
used it early.
Had some chunky soup. Yeah, I know. With any questions, comments, concerns, and we may read them on the show or the reader mail submissions tab of the Discord. Also, you should follow us on Twitter at SyncedUpPod to keep up to date with all of our content from across the board. So now let's hope that this thing doesn't shit the bed. Because if you remember, we got some popping last week. We got to acknowledge that now. Go ahead and close some of that stuff, Jordan, like the settings and the NZXT. Close some of that stuff.
So
I don't know what happened.
Should we have a mid show just brief pause?
Maybe just to check.
Think we can just combine them real easily?
Yeah, we could do something like that. I don't know, but I don't know what happened because we got the new CPU.
Yeah, first time we've seen an incident in a minute.
What
we did change a bunch of settings.
We had to change a bunch of settings and refresh a bunch of stuff. So it could have just been that. I had to add some bit rate to some things because we had a bunch of technical problems that caused all the USB ports to be completely fucked or whatever.
Yeah,
we had to fix all that. So it was right after that had happened. So, but I went through and I reset all the settings to where they're supposed to be. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. So I increased the bit rates and I increased all that type of stuff and all that jazz. So hopefully we are good to go. So.
You know who's not good to go?
PlayStation and Horizon Forbidden West. It was delayed to 2022. This is from Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. Sony Corporation has delayed the upcoming PlayStation game Horizon Forbidden West to the first quarter of 2022, according to a person familiar with the matter. Previously, it had been scheduled for release this holiday season. The setback is the latest in a year that has been full of delays across the industry, including one of Sony's other big PlayStation exclusives, the untitled sequel to 2018's God of War. COVID-19 has caused production challenges, forcing developers to work from home for months, but the pandemic has also provided a cover for developers to bump games that were facing obstacles regardless. In June, PlayStation Studio head Herman Hulse said the game's holiday release date was tentative. Quote, "For Horizon, we think we're on track to release this holiday season," he said on the PlayStation blog, "but that isn't quite certain yet, and we're working as hard as we can to confirm that to you as soon as we can." Sony didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. News of a possible Horizon delay was first mentioned by video games reporter Jeff Grubb on the podcast Giant Bomb. So this isn't too shocking.
No,
frankly.
I don't think it is. And it makes sense. Do you think Breath of the Wild gets delayed? And then we see them release again like they did side by side years ago. You don't think so?
Nah.
You think Nintendo's going to stick with it?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild will hit.
Okay.
What's up? I got a question.
Baja Blast.
Thank you. Of course. Not too unexpected, especially with all their weird kerfuffle there, like we were talking about with the Herman Hulse thing back at earlier this year. Those things, everyone's seen this coming. They just took a while to come out and say it.
It's because they took time to go put. They collaborated with Genshin, and I think that really set us back a couple months.
I take it all back. I think Breath of the Wild might release the same time as Horizon again.
When's that?
I don't know. I just think that it might, because now that I'm thinking about it, because I was just misremembering the numbers. With Breath of the Wild slated for a 2022 release, and then Horizon getting pushed into 2022. You imagine Horizon is in the spring, and then I could see Breath of the Wild 2 in the spring. like both in the March area again.
I think it makes sense.
I think
it'll happen.
I don't know. One of the delay though, Kena Bridge of Spirits was delayed to September 21st. Jesus.
Your numbers.
September 21st, which is my birthday, by the way. So it got delayed 1 month. Just 1 month. It's supposed to come out in August.
Dibs.
Now it's coming for my birthday? Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Secured.
All right. And so there's just a couple of delays from PlayStation there for you. Just more stuff happening. I imagine we see a couple of more delays coming from big titles throughout the year. With Activision and all that stuff going on with them, I imagine we might see some delays from them. Who knows? With the walkouts and all that. But I guarantee you this isn't the end of the delays that we see for this year.
No.
But let's talk about some announcements instead of some delays. Annapurna showed off lots of cool games at its first showcase. This is from Andrew Webster at The Verge. Thanks to games like Florence, Gorogoa, and What Remains of Edith Finch, Annapurna Interactive has steadily become one of the most exciting indie game publishers around.
True.
And at its first showcase event, the publisher showed that there's plenty more in the works. In less than 30 minutes, Annapurna revealed some exciting new partnerships and showed off upcoming games that involve everything from being a cat to hunting demons in heaven. Here's everything that was shown off. Stray turns you into a cyberpunk cat. Arguably, the highlight of the event was the debut gameplay trailer for Stray, a game set in some kind of forgotten cyberpunk city in which you play as a lost cat. It looks like a great action-adventure game, albeit one where you can nuzzle robots and scratch up a couch. It's slated to launch on PlayStation and Steam in early 2022. The Artful Escape gets a release date and star-studded cast. Gorgeous musical adventure, The Artful Escape, sends players on a psychedelic, multi-dimensional journey that involves lots of killer guitar riffs. It also has a killer cast. The game will feature voice work from the likes of Michael Johnston, Carolyn Kinley, Lena Headley, Jason Schwartzman, Mark Strong, and Carl Weathers. It launches September 9th on Xbox and PC.
I'm excited for that one.
Storyteller lets you build your own narrative. One of the brand new announcements was Storyteller, which is a bit of a puzzle game where the goal is to create a story. You're given a theme, characters, locations, and other narrative elements, which you can then mix and match using what looks like a very intuitive drag-and-drop system. It's listed as coming soon to both the Switch and Steam. The Outer Wilds is getting an expansion. The mysterious sci-fi adventure The Outer Wilds is about to get even bigger. An expansion called Echoes of the Eye is due to launch on September 28th. The trailer is delightfully cryptic, so it looks like fans will have to wait to see what it really entails. So I got to watch a little bit of this trailer. I didn't watch the entire event, so I haven't seen much of this. I'm going to go back and watch the Stray trailer and some of these other things. But I did get to watch the Outer Wilds trailer. Gets me a little bit excited. It's worth noting that it is set in the original game. Anyone who's played the original game knows that the original game is set in a 22-minute time loop over and over and over again. This DLC is nestled in that 22-minute
it's just
time
added
loop.
content to that time limit. Okay.
It ended with the classic phrase, "There's more to explore here," which is a phrase you see a lot in Outer Wilds if you have not discovered everything, and it's a very specific area. So I'm excited to try this out. I don't know if it's free or if it is paid. It doesn't matter how much it is. I'm going to cop it. Outer Wilds is one of my favorite games of all time. We got a closer look at Neon White. Neon White looks to be quite the departure for Donut Counter creator Ben Esposito. It's described as a speedrunning first-person shooter about exterminating demons in heaven, and the new gameplay trailer gives a better idea of what that really means. It's expected to launch later this year on Switch and PC.
Is this the one with the cards?
Yes, okay. That's the one with the cards. Solar Ash got a date for October. The team behind Hyper Light Drifter is returning with another gorgeous action game, and now we know when it's coming out. Solar Ash will be out on October 26th on PC and PlayStation. A Memoir Blue explores memory. Another new announcement, A Memoir Blue is described as a poignant story of a mother and daughter experienced through memories cherished and memories suppressed. It currently doesn't have a release date, but it's coming to a huge range of platforms. Now that sounds like a game that I want to play. A gameplay trailer for Skin Deep. Blendo's next release looks to make the world of immersive Sims just a little bit weirder. The sci-fi game is about sneaking, subverting, and sabotaging, all while not wearing shoes, according to the developer. You can get a sense of what that means in the gameplay trailer. A number of new partnerships. In addition to new games, Annapurna also announced publishing deals with a quartet of exciting developers. That includes Jessica Mack, best known for the musical games Sound Shapes and Everyday Shooter, as well as horror studio No Code and Falcon Age developer Outer Loop Games. The publisher is also working with a new team called Ivy Road, led by Stanley Parable creator Davey Redden and Carl Zimanja, formerly of Gone Home, developer Fulbright. Then there's some old games coming to new platforms. Some of the publisher's more popular games are also hitting new platforms in the near future. Both Telling Lies and Gorogoa are coming to Xbox Game Pass. Killer. I will finally play Telling Lies and Gorogoa. The Pathless is coming to Steam on November 16th. I Am Dead is coming to Xbox and PlayStation on August 9th. And Edith Finch will jump to mobile with an iOS port on August 16th. One of my favorite games of all time there.
Seems like a very good presentation.
Yeah, everyone said that this presentation was killer. 30 minutes, very concise, and gave pretty much everything that you wanted from a Annapurna showcase.
Yeah, and I think Annapurna definitely known for quality.
A banger studio, in my opinion.
Yeah, quality indies. So it just makes sense. You just 10 really good games or so, and some cool announcements, and It's really good. Are you okay?
Wrong pipe. Breathed in the water.
You need a moment?
Not drink. No, not yet. Man, oh god.
So, dude, yeah. Can't wait to... Don't choke again.
What a vamp. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can't wait to play these games. I really can't wait for Stray. I can't
Stray
wait for
looks cool. I'm really interested in that shooter because it's a very like you thing when a game has really quick movement and stuff. And if I'm remembering the trailer real quick, it's like fast paced. Real quick with really got to use your brain and work fast.
It definitely seemed that way. Let's talk about some other stuff coming in the future, but this one is a bit more vague. Call of Duty: The Last of Us and PlayStation veterans form a new independent AAA studio. Named That's No Moon, the team will focus on making story-driven single-player games. This is by Austin Gosling at Polygon. A team of veteran game developers who previously worked at a variety of companies, including Infinity Ward and Naughty Dog, announced the creation of That's No Moon, a new independent development studio, on Wednesday. The studio will be focused on making single-player games, starting out with something in the action-adventure genre, which shouldn't come as a surprise, considering that the studio's team includes developers from franchises like Uncharted and The Last of Us. That's No Moon is also partnering with Smilegate, the studio behind the multiplayer Crossfire franchise, which provided $100 million for its startup and first project. According to That's No Moon CEO Michael Moonbauer, former senior director of visual arts for Sony, the studio is well aware that the trend in gaming right now is multiplayer, but he thinks there's still plenty of room for great single-player experiences. Quote, "A lot of emphasis of late has been on massive multiplayer games as a service," Moonbauer said in a video interview with Polygon. "And for us, that's not the direction that we want our careers and our desires as storytellers to go. We're big proponents of the genre of single-player and narrative-driven experiences. It's something we feel very passionate about. And frankly, it seems like there's still a lot of healthy appetite for these experiences. The sales figures don't seem to be going down on this genre, so it was just a great time for us." Oh, this is exciting.
I mean, it's always cool to see more
single-player games.
Yeah, focused on single-player stuff, especially like thinking while you were reading this. I was thinking about how we had someone come over earlier this week to fix a PlayStation, and you help fix the PlayStation, and we're talking to the kid who's the PlayStation belongs to and what games he plays. Not a single player game.
Nah, he's like Fortnite, Warzone.
Yeah, all the multiplayer games. And so I guess that's just what this generation expects. So I guess that's why there's been such a increase in that
shift
market.
Towards that.
But it is cool to see that the market's not dying over here on single player either. It's just you being out.
Yeah.
It's just in the shadow, I guess. Yeah. So
it's on the sidelines. Michael Clare.
Timothy Draw.
This next section of the podcast, following the news called This Week in Gaming, is a section of the podcast where we talk about historical releases. And you guessed it, This Week in Gaming.
This week, starting
August 2nd, Limbo dropped in 2011. 10 years since Limbo, bro.
I never played it.
What? That's a good-ass indie game.
I watched it.
What?
I've watched people play it.
You ever play Limbo,
that was in an age, that was the Let's Play era. And I think that's correct.
The age of Markiplier?
Yeah. You had your achievement hunters. You had all the Let's Play people. And I definitely watched Limbo.
Yeah. Abzu come out in 2016. That's a good swimming game. Batman the Telltale series also came out in 2016.
Didn't play that one either.
I played it. It's easy platinum. You get a platinum just for beating it.
Yeah. I like games like that. Was that one good?
Yeah, it was very good.
Okay.
August 3rd, nothing came out of note. Noah also played through the Batman Telltale series, by the way. August 4th, Pikmin 3 came out in 2013.
I beat the deluxe version,
which didn't get a sequel, and then the deluxe version came out 7 years later.
Pretty good.
That's crazy.
I enjoyed it.
Rare Replay came out in 2015.
That
classic.
Adds up.
It's been a year since Fall Guys in 2020.
That was, dude. I know people. You hate to see dead game comments, but
I'm getting a phone call in the middle of the podcast.
Go ahead and answer
I'm
it.
going to answer it.
Adriana
Sanders, you're live on the Synced Up podcast. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm pretty sure that they're out of the Baja Mountain Dew flavor.
This is important.
So
the
I
sap.
need some backup options.
What are the backup
I
options?
need you to go to Taco Bell and get them.
Go to Taco Bell.
Nah.
That's a lot of work. I'll
Any backups? Any backup plans?
just a regular Dew.
Just a regular Mountain Dew for Mike?
A purple Gatorade and a Glacier Freeze Gatorade.
A purple Gatorade and a Glacier Freeze Gatorade
What
for
a
Jordan.
mix up.
Okay.
Perp.
Those are the wrong choices, but okay.
Okay.
Whoa,
that
Glacier
it?
Freeze. Well, we could talk. We
All
save
right.
that for the post show.
Bye. I love you.
Bye. Bye, love you.
Teaser. Post show is gonna be ranking Gatorade flavors.
Okay. August 6th, Braid came out in 2008. What an iconic puzzle game.
Nothing
Love
in
Braid.
August 5th, by the way.
Nothing in August 5th. August 7th, Dead Cells. It's been 3 years since Dead Cells.
That game was easy.
Yeah, Noah said it was super hard.
Yeah, it blew my mind
I beat
because
it in, like,
Noah,
2 hours.
yeah, I beat it in like 2 or 3 hours too. And then Noah, who plays like Isaac, my name Isaac, has probably hundreds of hours in that,
Couldn't
and
beat it.
he
You couldn't
plays
beat
a
it.
lot of roguelites and stuff. He's like, that game's so hard.
Couldn't beat it.
No, bro.
August 8th, 15 years since Dead Rising. The
Damn.
original.
What a
weird-ass game.
Yeah.
8 years since Spelunky in 2013.
I feel like Spelunky's been out longer than
Five
that.
Nights at Freddy's came out 7 years ago. And since has probably had a release every year.
Probably more than just every year.
You're probably right. Probably multiple a year. And then
Dude.
it's been 4 years since Hellblade 1. And we're going to get Hellblade 2 probably next year.
Hellblade's cool. How iconic do you think the FNAF series is to the industry of gaming right now?
Not iconic at all.
So you could remove it and be perfectly fine?
Yeah, not historically.
Now, what
but
about
right now? Sure.
What about YouTube?
What do you mean? Could you remove all of Five Nights at Freddy's and YouTube be the same?
Would MatPat even...
No.
Okay.
MatPat would be so less on the map if it wasn't for Five Nights at Freddy's. That was like... And it's not what put him on the map, but that's what like put him at the center of the
I think
map.
he's in like the certain echelon of like just YouTubers that's pretty much just works for YouTube at this point.
Yeah.
That guy would not exist without FNAF. I don't know.
He'd exist, but not in the capacity.
He's still
he
got some
exists
cool
today.
stuff, but man, FNAF videos, what a trip. I kind of want to go binge watch some.
I go binge watch all the FNAF.
I've only played the first game.
A bunch more.
I know.
I played a bunch of them. Sister Location was pretty good.
I haven't played any since
That was
the
a
first.
newer one. And I do want to play
Which
that.
one's Sister Location? Is this still like the formulaic one, or
No.
what is that one?
That was like the newest one besides the one that's about to come out.
But like gameplay wise, what was that one?
You're walking around like you're actually doing shit. There's like one where you're in the dark and you have to like listen to things, and it's like an audio maze where you listen and
I
they
hate
do, like
that.
a maze. It was really good. I liked it.
I bet it's cool.
I played through it for a YouTube playthrough when I was doing YouTubes, and I was like doing welcome to my Sister Location Let's Play. It's unlisted somewhere on the.
I need to go just slowly release your unlisted videos. I remember one time there was one. It was you playing Overwatch 2, and you were playing as Junkrat.
Yep.
And talking politics.
Yep.
As like a 16, 15-year-old.
Yeah, I was like a 15-year-old kid talking about Hillary Clinton
while playing Junkrat. I want to find that.
6 years ago, man, I was a completely different person. Life's a lot different. Now it's time for Game Pass.
Game Pass. You're flubbing today, dude.
I'm flubbing. Now it's time for Game Pass Club, the section of the podcast where we pick a game from Game Pass.
Hey, if you didn't know, we didn't play the Ascent, by the way.
We forgot. We put it.
That'll be this week.
Anyone in the Discord knows, but yes, we did not play the Ascent because things got a little tight. We're going to be playing the Ascent this week, but Bug Fables Chapter 7 finished it up.
Been finished by me.
Yep.
Chance.
Chance is the only one who wrote it. He's the only one who finished
Spence is on Chapter 2.
it. Yep. I don't know where.
I don't know where Isaiah's at on it.
Isaiah's 4 or 5. He was talking about playing it yesterday, so I'm not sure. But Chance writes in, Bug Fables was a good time. I recommend everyone at least give it a shot through Game Pass. The relationships between characters and the music are what carries this game and gets it 2 thumbs up for me. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
I wholeheartedly agree with Chance. I think it was a really good game. I give it like an 8 out of 10 or something on my review list. It was really fun. The characters are cool. The ending stuff is pretty cool. It's a little cheesy, but I mean it's meant to be. That's the type of game it is. I will say, I think the one qualm people are going to have with this game early on is that it's either too easy for them if they're playing on easy or too hard if they're playing on hard.
Yeah.
So I think if you're having that problem, switch to the other one. See if you like that one more. Because I think that's what carried me through the first 5 chapters. And eventually I got to a point where I just had to switch because I was doing a Coliseum fight. Yeah. It's 3 fights in a row. And it restarts you at the beginning. And I was just like, I'm just going to switch to easy and just beat this last fight. Otherwise, I think everything else about the game is pretty good. Pretty good experience. It took me like 22 hours, I think. I was zooming at the end.
Yeah.
Like just skipping all the fights I could and just trying to go to the end. Trying to cheese the boss as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
So, but even when I got to that final boss, I was still trying strats that I hadn't tried at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. It's a good game. I enjoy it. I'm excited to try Ascent this week.
Yep. The next Game Pass game for this week is the Ascent. Spencer's already wrote in a review for it. We're going to be getting into that with Chance. Me, you, and Chance probably. I don't know if Isaiah's going to hop in. I think Isaiah said he was going to hop in with some of his buddies. I'm not sure.
Is Spencer done playing it?
I'm not sure. He said he'd hop in with us to play a little bit. Hopefully he starts over because I don't want him to just like kill everything like super easily.
Nah.
He's like a high tier character. But we will be jumping into the Ascent this week, and that will be the Game Pass Club game for this week. Probably just do 1 week. I'm not sure about story chapters. The game seems they have like a 70 range on the Metacritic and stuff like that, so nobody's too high on it. I'm sure the multiplayer will make it for us, and then we'll pick a new game next week.
Next week. What's coming out next week? I don't know. Maybe we'll just do some
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. It depends. Eventually, we'll get to Psychonauts, and then we'll do that.
Yep.
That might be like a 2-week adventure.
2 or 3 week adventure. But now it's time to talk about the things that we've just been playing.
What you
in
been playing,
general.
bro?
So of course I've been playing Pokemon Unite along with you.
Yeah, we'll
Fun
talk about
game.
that in a second.
Fun
We'll talk
game.
about your other one first.
But I finally beat Death's Door. The clock on completion was 6 hours 15 minutes.
Solid.
Only a little bit of idle time in there, so roughly I'd say 5.5 to 6 hours range. And the completion is sitting at 83%. There is a lot more to do post game. As soon as you beat the game, it does this thing where in Death's Door you have like a hub area. I'm not going to spoil anything, by the way, but you have like a hub area with a bunch of doors that send you to shortcuts across the world. And those, once you beat the game, they'll glow pink if there's there's secrets still there to get, and they won't glow at all if there's no secrets left. And so there's like a thing to do there if you want to go around and get all the rest of the secrets in the game and really get like dive deep into the lore. The story of the game is cool. It's abstract, kind of like the Dark Souls games, but it's a lot more in your face. So it's not like you have to read item descriptions and you don't really you talk to people and you're like, what the fuck are they saying? Like, it's not like that. Like, it's straightforward, but it is an abstract, weird story. It is, if you are excited for Tunic and are looking forward to Tunic, this might be the game for you. However, after playing this game, I'm worried that this game might spoil Tunic for me, because I've played multiple Tunic demos, and the Death's Door just controls and plays like a dream. It's smooth, it's crisp, it's amazing, and just the way that it plays. And Tunic is a little more clunky.
I think you're too in deep with Tunic to.
Well, I'm still gonna play Tunic,
yeah,
but
like
it might knock Tunic down a couple notches in the post when I see a game like this that does all the same things as Tunic. The overworld's the same, the camera's the same, the going into the building's the same, the combat is virtually the same. With Tunic being a little more clunky. Now, granted, this is made by 2 people, and Tunic is made by 1 people. So, I don't know. But the music is phenomenal. It's great. The music in this game, super good. Every single section, every area, the music is great. Just the pacing of it is great. The way you unlock new things and unlocking those and going back to old areas, discovering things. That is all great. It's like kind of like Dark Souls combat. It's like swinging and rolling. But it's not super difficult and incredibly hard like Dark Souls. It does get difficult at times. There's a Yeti boss that I was fighting and I was getting my shit kicked in. The last boss battle was really good. I enjoyed all the boss fights. They were all really fun. The enemies are fun. Like, just the game is just fun. And swinging, slashing a sword and then rolling away and doing all that stuff is just great. And then meeting new characters and going to new areas and just discovering things. I really, really enjoy this game. I don't think it'll be my game of the year, but it'll definitely be one that when we do our top 5
Is
at
it
the end
still
of the year.
It Takes Two right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we do our top 5 at the end of the year, this will be in that discussion. I don't know if it'll land in the top 5 because there's still a lot more games to come. But I think it's a guarantee that Death's Door lands in the top 10 of the year for me. It's very good, and for $20 with the amount that you get out of it and how enjoyable it was for me, I think it's very worth copping. Very worth copping. And I imagine I can probably get another 2 to 3 hours out of it if I just want to get all the secrets and stuff. So
yeah,
really cool game.
Cool.
Funny game too. There's a lot of funny dialogue.
Anything you want to say about Unite?
I'm just enjoying it. Just same stuff we said last week. Just going in, getting the daily logins. I'm trying to do the dailies and then trying to just climb my way to expert to be able to get the good rewards for the expert thing. And then I'll kind of float until new characters come out.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because right now I'm like thirsting for like, give me anything. Give me patch notes where you just change like one thing.
Give me a roadmap. Anything like that. Skins. They posted the little.
God of War came out 1 week after release, so Blastoise should maybe come out a couple days.
They released a poll to have people vote on what they wanted and what they hated. And
you talking about the survey?
Yeah, the survey.
No, it was a big survey too. I filled it out. It took me like 15 minutes. That has me really hopeful.
Yeah,
because I want that open line of communication, which is very different than the line of communication between Niantic and Pokemon Go. It blows my mind. If you don't know about that whole situation, basically, when COVID started, Pokemon Go released a bunch of bonuses, a lot of features that just made the game more accessible for those who were like in quarantine, who couldn't leave your house, or just things like that, like remote raiding, which was like the biggest update in the world, and it was super cool that you can raid with your friends. Like I've raided with Spencer in North Carolina, he's raided with me over here. That's super cool. Now they're rolling back a lot of these features, and like, it doesn't make sense because COVID isn't over.
Yeah.
And
also
on
people
the
just love the
opposite,
features.
It's rising again. And yeah, it was quality of life stuff, really.
People liked them.
It wasn't like it's just there was no reason to take them away. Like none of it makes sense. I'm not going to be spending more money now because think for a second.
People are going to drop off now.
Oh yeah, hella. Yeah, a lot of the big players are talking about like, listen, if we don't hear anything in a week, I'm just done. Like,
Damn.
Which makes sense because like one of the boosts was if you're remote raiding, you get a boosted attack. Because normally you have a lessened attack if you're a remote raider. And now, if I wanted to do a raid with Spencer, I don't think we could do it. We couldn't do certain raids because my attack's just going to be way less.
Yeah.
Which why?
Yeah.
I'm still going to spend my money to use a raid pass.
And Spencer, like, you're not going to be able to walk with Spencer. He lives in North Carolina. So you guys
that's
are just not going to play together now.
It's not going to make, it doesn't make any sense. And like, I understand that the whole point of Pokemon Go is to go outside. And like, I get that. That's cool. But just have both bonuses up. Because they got rid of those and they were like 10 times XP for going to Pokestops you haven't visited before.
Yeah.
Cool. For some people in the world, that's easy to do right now.
Yeah.
For half of the people in the world,
Probably
that's like impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, do both. Okay. Like,
Nobody's going
some
anywhere.
people might be able to go outside. Sure. Let them get excited about going back outside, but don't take away benefits from those who can't.
Yeah.
It's just, that was a rant.
A lot of people just aren't going to play now.
Yeah. It's sad because I thought the game was in a good state.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, yeah, Unite's fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I want to play the Blastoise. He does have Hydro Pump. I'm excited to see how that works. Gengar is disgusting.
Yeah, he's busted. He needs to get nerfed.
He has to.
And like, I just be getting murdered 1-on-1. Even 2 to 3-on-1 I'll be getting murdered by
Now-
a Gengar that
now-
I can't even see.
I've played like 20 games of Gengar in a row. I think now I would know how to defend myself against Gengar because you just have to dodge one move.
Yeah.
So if you have your dash or a move that gets you out of the way, all you have to do is dash and Gengar's not going to do anything to you. But if you don't, you're dead.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good.
It's a rough one out here.
Unite's fun. If you haven't played it, it's free.
Yeah, it's free.
Try
Might
it.
as well play it.
It's a good game. Well made. Excited for it to come to mobile too, so I can play it on my phone at work.
Me as well.
Gonna be a good time.
Now let's talk about Chance's thoughts on Halo.
Games I wish I was playing.
Thoughts on Halo. Before I get into it, I want to caveat this by saying we were playing a 2-month-old build and only against bots. When you think of a modern-day Halo game, this is the Halo you should expect. The movement, the sound design, the small snippet of the soundtrack, and all the guns, and the guns all come together to make what could be the best Halo we've ever seen. I want to especially shout out the movement in this game. Halo has always been about slow, floaty jumps, and they somehow make you feel like that, but with just enough extra speed to make it feel like an evolution of the gameplay everyone knows. I've always been a fan of sprint in Halo. I've wanted sprint in Halo since I can remember, and they have had sprint since Reach, but it had always seemed like an afterthought. Something that didn't feel right in the world of Halo, but they completely changed that in this game. The sprint to fire is minimal. You can sprint for as long as you want, and sprint to jumping gives you that extra boost around the corner to win a fight. The mantling and the slide also gives the game an extra feeling of modernity that Halo has been sorely missing. I can't stress enough how much I love the movement in this game. It all feels crisp. The guns all feel great, especially how now since aiming down sights is on the left trigger instead of the right stick. One thing about that is the guns aren't fluid when you aim down sights. For example, in Call of Duty, when you hold down the left trigger, the soldier fluidly brings the sight up to their eye. But in this, it just automatically switches to looking down sights. It's a little funky and takes getting used to, but it's not the end of the world. The BR feels amazing. The AR feels actually viable in a fight now. I've been playing a lot of Halo 3, and that thing was so ass. And the gravity hammer doesn't feel great, but I think it's a little bit buggy.
I'm excited. I wish I was playing right now.
I've been watching his clips he's been posting, and I've been like, man, this shit looks
So how did he get
fun.
in as being like a
Insider, Halo Insider.
Okay.
They sent him out to insiders.
That's really
Special delivery.
Thank you.
How much was it, baby? Did you use my card?
The blue
You
card
used my blue card?
worked.
You
Write that down, internet thief.
You should not have used the blue card, but that's okay. Well, because my checking is dangerously close to the amount that rent is going to be pulled out of. So using the blue card might have made it where the rent is no longer going to be pulled. So I'm going to check now.
What you do is you insta accept Venmo.
Okay, no, it's good. It's good. It's
We're
15,
Gucci?
17. It's 15,
Still
17.
on air.
Yeah, I know. I know we're still talking. It's a shorter show.
We're near the back end.
We're near the back end. It was 15, 17. So my card's not frozen? Sorry, I know this is talk. I know this is weird talking. All right.
I'm
saying
you don't gotta have the whole
My card was
conversation.
frozen because like I would try to go to the ATM
Uh-huh.
to get. I had to get money from Adriana when we went to the casino because she got her blood money. Her blood money from giving plasma. And
I took Adriana's blood money to the casino.
yeah, and that's funny. But I couldn't pull money out of the 7-Eleven ATM. It was like, oh, contact your thing. Like I tried to use the same
It's
PIN
weird.
number, everything was right, and it wouldn't work. And then I went to the ATM at the casino, wouldn't work there either. But apparently it worked to swipe. So maybe it's not frozen.
Yeah,
maybe I have to
maybe-
give a call or two.
Yeah, maybe just check that out. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Huh? No, it's fine. It's good. It's good to go. Anyway,
Yeah,
but that's it. That's it. For
Jordan
James' thoughts on
wants to
Halo?
move because he's got Mass Effect to play.
He does got Mass Effect to play.
I do have Mass Effect to play.
Do you have things to say about Mass Effect?
Because say them now. It is the what you've been playing section.
Play that shit.
Okay,
All right.
solid endorsement from Jordan Lance. I can't wait to play Halo. Honestly,
Oh my god.
that game's gonna be so good.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't wait to
with
play the
game,
story.
With
Multiplayer alone
Game
is gonna be
Pass?
fun. Yeah, and
Game Pass
it's
for everyone?
free.
For free, bro.
That's
Game Pass.
free.
Getting the
Halo
gang in playing
multiplayer.
the story and getting the gang in playing some multiplayer
gang
is gonna
in.
be so fucking fun. We
It's
got
gonna be so
Spencer
fun.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you,
Isaiah?
Chance, Spencer, Isaiah. Lucas maybe by then.
On PC?
Yeah.
Can you play on PC?
Yeah, it'll be crossplay.
What? That's a 6-man.
That's a 6-man, bro.
That's fun. We've gotten successfully
If we could,
5-man.
if we could successfully
Unite.
convince Jordan to get on the all access and get an Xbox, then
Do it. He got that manager money now.
Yeah, bro. He big stacks. He big stacks.
Hurry their mail.
Now it's time for reader mail though.
What?
Wait, we're waiting.
What you guys say?
Make sure you turn your mic on.
It's on. We're only 30 minutes deep. We gotta fill this out a little bit. Let's talk about. Let's talk about Mass Effect for a second.
Okay.
Talk about what?
We're gonna talk about Mass Effect for a second.
Okay, Mass
Okay.
Effect.
This microphone was looking real tempting.
My vanilla
Hello,
Coke, too.
people. So, as an avid Mass Effect player, even before the remaster came out, I will say two things to you people who are listening. One, it is exactly what a remaster should be.
Okay.
You get all of the things that you loved and all of the bugs and issues and problems that you had before. I will give BioWare.
Vamos.
They're fixed. They're gone. The game is insanely smooth, insanely.
Well, BioWare
fluid.
didn't do it. It was somebody else.
Well, love BioWare. We stand. The second thing I will say is there's
Okay.
something about DLCs
Mm-hmm.
being absorbed into the main game.
Yeah, it's just better to consume them that way.
When I initially played it, obviously I played the game, played the
Wait,
base
how do I
game,
mean?
and then I played the DLCs that came out separately, right?
because
But-
now you're playing the game with the DLCs
Yes.
in tandem. You're not waiting
Oh.
until
So-
you've already beat the story and then
Okay,
coming
And
back.
so the problem with the DLCs
It's
originally
my problem
is
with
that
DLC.
they absorbed into the story chronologically,
yeah.
except you play
Oh.
them out of sync.
So not like post game DLC.
No,
it's just
they were-
actual.
They were released
game.
as post game DLC
But-
that
but-
fit back into the story
Exactly.
backwards.
And that's always been my problem with just DLC in general, which is why I would prefer to play. Like, that's why if I miss a game, I like to wait until I get like a Game of the Year, a Director's Cut, or something like that, so I
Yeah.
can play it all in tandem. Because then I play all of the content. I just have a hard time going back to DLC.
And
Yeah.
I fully agree with that. And I think that Mass Effect did fantastic in the way that they took other DLCs that they released, because they released a lot of DLCs, and it's just a part of the
they
game
released
now.
a lot of them.
And
Oh,
they,
yeah.
every
A whole
except for
bunch.
some of the equipment stuff that was DLC they didn't put in there because I guess it just wasn't popular or whatever.
Yeah.
But all the story type DLC they just absorbed into the main story, and so it just makes the game feel so much smoother. It gives you a lot more insight on certain
Yeah.
things.
Because
and
you're
I-
getting it all as it
it
comes.
just feels as one conducive story.
Mhm.
And I think that they did a really good job on the focus
Sponsored by Coke.
on their so a big thing about Mass Effect obviously is your dialogue choices and your options, right? But a big thing that they really changed is they went back and they redid their cinematics in the game to just feel more crisp. So it's like a very unique experience in the sense of like you feel like you're playing a game, but you
Mhm.
also feel like you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
it's very
Like there's actual lip syncing to all
yes,
the lines now.
it's very
Yeah.
inviting. Like Isaiah came over last
Unlike
night
Andromeda.
and sat down and watched me play for like an hour and a half just because it just pulls you in no matter where in the story you are. You don't know what's happening, but you sit down and you're like, oh what's going on here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And another big thing I will commend, this is not really spoilers, but in the original Mass Effect 3, they had your war assets, which is like a big part of the game, had a lot of different levels. Like you had to go play on multiplayer to get some. You had to play in the mobile game to get some. You had to download an app to get some. So they just made it very hard.
Mhm.
But now they've taken that out and just put all of that in the game. So they've really just honed in the game to be a lot more smooth. And I think
Yeah.
you really have to commend that. So if you haven't played it and you're not like Tim and you can't get past the first game, play Mass Effect. It's very good. You will enjoy it. I don't think anyone's ever played it and not liked it. He didn't play it. He stopped in Mass Effect 1.
Well, because I didn't
Oh.
like it.
Yeah, but you don't like Mass Effect 1. You can get past the bugginess of Mass Effect 1 and play Mass
It
Effect
wasn't
2.
buggy. I just didn't enjoy it.
Get him
Too
out.
slow.
Get him out of here, bro.
Too
Get him
slow.
out.
He's
slow.
speed. He likes to move fast.
There you go. There you go.
Don't
Glowing
listen to him. Play the
recommendation
game.
from Jordan. But now it's time for Reader
Jordan.
Mail. You can write into syncedupod@gmail.com or to the Reader Mail submissions tab of the Discord, just like Fielding did. And we might read it on the show. Just like we're about to with Fielding.
Mm-hmm.
Hola, hombres.
What?
What?
Okay.
Is that not what it says?
Are you concerned now?
Yeah.
It worked.
Man, I hate you, bro. Hola, hombres. I just started playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I can't get over how detailed this game is. My horse shivered in the snow, and I heard its harness jingle. What are some of your favorite small details in games? I also love it when my character can sit in a chair. Hugs and kisses, Fielding.
Hugs and kisses, back Fielding.
Mm-hmm,
My favorite small detail in a game.
Red Dead Redemption 2 has a lot of them. Horse balls. You know.
Horse balls?
Yeah,
That's not a small detail.
Oh, that's a large detail.
That's a big.
Okay, I don't know why he chose to use horse balls as his example.
Because that was like a whole thing in the marketing.
It was. That's why I think that was like a big detail.
You can see them sweating was where I would have went with that.
Heracross.
Perspirating.
When a female, its horn is shaped like a heart instead of like a prong.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, doesn't Pikachu's tail do that too?
Yeah, Pikachu's tail does that. But that's like people know that one.
I didn't know that.
Breath of the Wild 2
you brought
has
it
a
up.
lot.
What do you mean you didn't know that?
I didn't know it until recently.
Oh, okay.
Breath of the Wild 2 has a lot of attention to detail in it with like the grass and the wind and all that stuff.
Let me think.
The Portal 2 has a lot of weird ass details like in the background when you like read things, like when you look at like the Ratman caves and stuff, and you're going through the later chapters when you're underground. There's like some interesting stuff like on the walls. I'm not quite sure. I can't think. I should have prepared before because I'm sure I could probably think of like a bajillion, like if I thought about it for a while. Because you think of things like Pixar and stuff, and there's like crazy attention to detail in the background of Pixar movies.
Well,
and you kind of see that sometimes in game series as well.
What I'm thinking about right now is, and this is just in general, to Sakurai and his team for Smash, when they add a character from another franchise, there's just so many like good details that you wouldn't notice unless you like cared about the original game. So there's a bunch of stuff when he added Joker that are just small things that mean nothing to a Smash player who hasn't played Persona 5, but to people who have, there's a lot of really cool stuff when you play Joker that you'll notice, and that goes for like any character really in Smash. There's lots of cool details that are just like, oh my gosh, that's a reference to this. Or like Pac-Man when he does his taunt and he shows off something, and it's just a pixel art from a game that like it's just cool stuff like that. That's all over Smash.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I like stuff like that.
Me too. That's all I got for you.
That's all you got?
Yep. That's all I got for this episode of the Synced Up Podcast.
Odds that we're still not robotic talking.
Well, pretty good. I didn't see any jitters. The robotic talking came about last time. Remember when we were watching and like we thought the screen had froze, and we were like, "Oh, it froze." That's when it all started. Oh. So, and we didn't get none of that today. So, and I've been paying a lot of attention. So nice. There's that. But, what was I gonna say? Oh, that's it for this episode of the Synced Up Podcast. If you support us on Patreon at the $5 tier, you can get access to the post show that we're about to do.
It's going to be a banger.
If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow, possibly for the movie pod, or next week again for this pod.
I know what it is.
And yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.